All right, friends, for this video, you need your science notebook and a pencil. So go get that if you need to. All right, we're going to turn to where we started our shadows notes on page 85 the other day. And the other day we said shadows change during the day and that you can use shadows to determine the time of day. What we're going to do now is I want to go ahead and write down 4 questions that we are going to look at throughout the activity I'm about to do on here. So I want you to copy down. Number 1, when are shadows the longest? Because that's something we're going to be looking at and talking about. When shadows are the longest. So think about in that video we watched yesterday, which is also on the Google Classroom, when they were really long and you could see them going really far. Number 2, we're going to talk about when shadows are the shortest, when you can barely see them. And pause if you need to. For number 3, we're going to write, how did the direction of the shadow change throughout the day? So think about that fence, how we saw the fence and it started going like this. And then like at the end of the day, it kind of did the opposite. Keep that in mind. And then number 4, why do shadows change? So make sure you have those 4 questions written down on page 85 because that's what we're going to focus on today. Then you can kind of set your notebook aside with your pencil to watch this activity, and then we'll go back and answer the questions. So make sure you have that. Okay, so for the first demonstration, this bottle is going to represent Earth, okay? And then I have my phone light that is going to represent the sun. So the sun, each morning, it rises in the east. So it comes up. And we know that sunrise is usually in the 7 o'clock-ish range from when we do our weather. So watch the shadow of the bottle as the sun starts to rise. Does it look long or short? Now keep watching. So about 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Oh my goodness, now look at it. Is it longer or shorter? It's very much shorter. Then we have 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6, all the way back until sunset. Okay, now watch again. So when at first the sun rises, here comes the shadow. Long or short? Okay, keep watching. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sunset. Okay. So if you think about my Earth here and my globe, okay, same thing. See the shadow. Now it's right above at noon. And then it starts to get longer and project as the sun goes down. Move that back. So think about our video where we were watching the fence and stuff also. So get your notebook real quick. All right, so now we're going to go back to our questions. Now bring back my water bottle Earth, okay? Number 1, when are shadows the longest? So think about when they were the longest. Were they the longest at sunrise? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sunset, when were they the longest? So go ahead and think about that one. When were they the longest? Okay, think about when I had the light and it was coming up. When it was at sunrise, the shadow was really kind of long going that direction. And then when it was sunset, it was really kind of long coming the other direction. So the shadows were the longest at sunrise and sunset. So let's go ahead and write that down. I'm actually going to bubble it so I know that's my answer. All right, so let's think about when they were the shortest. So we had sunrise, we had like 8, 9, 10, 11. Then we had 12 noon. Then we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down. So when was it the shortest? At 12 noon, when the sun was right on top. So remember, the earth is rotating and moving, which is that's what causes day and night. So as it's moving, once the sun, the light is hitting right on top of the earth at 12 p.m., 12 noon, your shadow is going to be the shortest. So let's write that down. So for number 2, we have 12 o'clock p.m., which is noon. Now, you're going to pause and answer number 3. How did the direction of the shadow change throughout the day? And then why do shadows change? So how did the direction of the shadow, so the water bottle direction, how is it changing as the day moves on? And then why do they change? Answer those real quick and we're going to talk about them. All right, so for number 3, how did the direction of the shadow change throughout the day? I said that it started out pointing in one direction, then ended up going the other. So if you have something kind of like that, that's totally fine because it did. It started out pointing this way, and then it was kind of right on top. You couldn't see much of it, and then it started going the other direction as the light was moving. All right, last one. All right, so for the last one, why do shadows change? Well, they change because the earth is rotating and moving. As the earth is rotating, it's becoming day and night. So as you're seeing the day, you're seeing shadow. Then as it's getting closer to night, the shadow is changing until you don't see it again because it's dark, and it just keeps going. All right, make sure you have all of that copied down because that's going to help you answer some of your science review questions. What I want you to do now is I want you to fill out your table of contents. Something that I want you to do this weekend when you're reviewing, I want you to go outside in the morning and stand in one spot. So find a spot outside, stand in it, and kind of mark it with something so that you can see. And then look at where your shadow is and kind of mark it. So if I marked it and my shadow was to right there, then I want you to go out in the afternoon, stand in that exact same spot, and then see if your shadow has moved. And then do it again later in the afternoon, and then later in the afternoon, and then later at night. I want to see if your shadow changes like our water bottle earth, okay? So make sure that you're standing in the same spot, facing the same direction to see what's going on with your shadow. So do that this weekend, and then practice with your flashcards. I'm going to have that video up on Friday night with all the answers so that you can review for your test. So make sure you're doing that also. All right. Thanks, guys.